Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. When last we left off, we've been the target of a quite clever ruse. We were sent a letter saying that we needed to come to the Char Barrel to discuss matters about Caed Nua. The person we'd been sent to meet had also been sent a letter saying we wanted to meet them about Caed Nua. In fact, neither of these things were true. The letters were intended to get both us and them here so that we could be taken out by Gathbin's lieutenant. Luckily, we were able to talk them down by emphasizing that Gathbin is a nasty piece of work and that we're much nicer. Whether that's going to have an effect in the long run remains to be seen. It may seem like things are coming to a head concerning Caed Nua, but the reality is we can delay the ultimate encounter, which is going to be a full-scale battle, because of course Gathbin's not going to let things go quietly, as long as we like. We could go all the way to near the end of the game and then handle the battle. And we really want to do that because we are not in a position where we can easily win. We'd have to be a lot higher level to stand a chance. We don't have the allies to call upon.
Yes.
And I think some of those can be found in the expansion, which we are going to want to tackle at some point. But for now, let's go over here and head to Ondra's gift, because there is a quest that we can do there.
Certainly.
We heard from one of the town criers that there is a missing child. So let's go find this missing child. 12 minutes to go over here. We might end up popping over to Caed Nua to sort out what inevitably has happened in our absence, because something bad will have happened in our absence. But for now, we want to go to Otter's house. Heritage Hall claims another curious soul. We remind all visitors to Defiance Bay that the hill is sealed for the city's protection. We are going to have to go deal with that as well at some point. There are many things we have to go and deal with. But for now, we'll pop into here and ask about this missing child. You hear about my boy? A quiet, motionless shape is swaddled beneath filthy rags and moth-eaten towels.
I'm here.
Hello. The woman looks like she hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a rat's nest of tangles, and her eyes are lined with shadows. She casts an anxious glance at the door. Her eyes widen, somewhere between hope and apprehension. Are you here about Derrin? Calm down and start at the beginning. It's my son. His father, Wade, took him fishing 2 days ago, and I haven't seen them since. Our neighbours are no help, and the city watch hardly bothers with the gift these days. I'd be out on the docks and looking myself, but I can't leave my baby. Her eyes wander to a crib, and she lowers her voice. I don't dare take a hollowborn out, what with the violence near the brothel. I feel her misery, her pain. Her mind brims with it. You have a hollowborn baby? The answer is etched plainly on her face. Wayward's legacy is as potent in Defiance Bay as anywhere. People are scared, and they're looking for someone to blame, whether it's those women at the brothel or the families of these poor babies. So much misplaced blame, so much hurt heaped on hurt. She sighs and watches the motionless cradle. I don't approve of what goes on at Mayor's place, but these attacks won't earn us the god's mercy, and it only makes it harder to earn a living. Tell me more about their disappearance. What do you want to know? Tell me about Derrin. A ghost of a smile flickers across her lips. He's a brave lad, if a little too bold for his own good, but he's always been a dutiful son and a gentle brother. He's got dark hair, quick eyes, and a ready smile. When you find him, you'd recognise him in a heartbeat. I'm sure of it. What about Wade? She scowls and brushes a greasy strand of hair from her face. Sometimes I don't know whether to rejoice or rue that he comes home as often as he does. He spends most of his time and all our money drinking at the brothel. Has ever since. Her gaze returns to the silent cradle. Where did you last see them? Wade was taking Derrin fishing at the docks. That was 2 days ago. I've no more questions. I'd be out on the docks and looking myself, but I can't leave my baby. I'll be back if I find anything. Ondra closes her tired eyes, likely for the first time in 2 days. I don't know how to thank you. I don't have much to spare these days, but Ondra bless you for anything you can do.
I'm here.
I get the feeling that I'm not going to be finding Derrin alive, but I will look and hope. I really hope we do. Yeah, I'm going to be heading towards the docks. The water is... I can't see anything. He's not here. And I can't go much further. Well, I can go this way. But I can't find him easily in all this. There's something there, apparently. Mud squelches underfoot. Crabs scuttle out of the... Oh no. Well...
Absolutely.
A young boy's corpse lies at your feet, half covered in dirt and seaweed. His hands have stiffened around a dagger. A soul lingers nearby, something confused and lost in the seaside fog. Time to reach out. As you reach for the soul, it lashes out. Glowing mist strikes at the air around you. The soul can't touch you, but you feel it burn with a feeble, uncontrolled rage. It's okay. I'm here to help. The soul flickers. It ripples towards you timidly at first. As it swirls around you, you experience wonder, fear, and the joy of running between the ships at noon. With a jolt, it pulls you onto the streets around the salty mast. Women with painted faces weave between men stumbling in and out the lamplight. Father's gone in for a drink, just like always. He said he'd only be a few minutes, but it's been hours. The man guarding the door only laughed when you tried to explain this. There's always a back door. In an alley, 2 men have courted a woman. Her cheeks are streaked with tears. She's backed against the wall and looking away. They're inching closer. You step forward. The men barely acknowledge you. But the woman looks at you, a plea in her eyes. You've seen that look in abused strays. In your hollow-born sister, that time father took her from her splintering cradle into the filled wash basin. You were brave that day. A knife is in the thug's belt. It's in your hands. And now it's in his thigh. You're small and fast, but not fast enough. Fingers bite into your arm and a muddy boot sails toward your face. Then everything is muffled with cold, brackish water. The soul retreats from you. It pulses with a question. You did a brave thing. The gods will reward you in the next life. Derrin's soul absorbs this thought and ebbs in the ocean mists around the dock. Take the dagger. The boy's small hands are rigid in death, but you pry the dagger free. It looks too large and too expensive to have belonged to him. The letter B is carved into the pommel.
I'm here.
Brave Derrin indeed. It's time to find whose dagger this is. It's time to confront the person that did this. If we can. It's also time to find Derrin's father. We have to tell him the news. I don't think it's going to go down well. Okay, there you are.
I'm here.
Why are you still here? Wade's eyes are red-rimmed and unfocused. He stares into a filthy mug as if searching for something. He shivers and takes another drink. I'm going to grab him by the collar. 16 might, we've got it. Wade takes a swing, his fist sailing a foot from your ear. His momentum sends him crashing to the floor. He gets up slowly, clutching at the bar for balance. His eyes are filled with shame and self-loathing. What do you want from me? Your son is dead. Derrin was defending one of the women here from a couple of thugs. Wade seems to stare at you. My boy died while I was here. Otter, my wife, she always said it'd come to no good. But I never thought. You need to tell Otter what happened. What's the use? It's over. Our son is dead. She'll never have me back. This is where I belong. 16 resolve. Can I get 16 resolve in any way, shape or form? I have 15 right now. 1 for being Orlan, 3 for the Chapel's Rest bonus, 2 for Seryl's Ring. If there was any food that gave me resolve at all that wasn't 4,000, I could persuade him to go back. 4 grand is a lot of money to spend. For now, I'm going to have to give her the terrible news. He won't do it himself, but
At once.
we can. It's a shame I don't have one more point of... If I'd have put one more point of resolve in character generation, things would be different. But then again, I wouldn't have the point somewhere else. Maybe I would have failed other situations which I succeeded in this playthrough. It's a little quirk of character generation. Oh, I have some bad news for you. Have you found my boy Derrin? Derrin was murdered. I'm so sorry. Otter's mouth falls open, and she stares back in shock. My boy's dead? That can't be. What happened? Derrin was defending one of the prostitutes from a couple of thugs. He was very brave, and you should be proud. She sobs and quickly brings a hand to her mouth. Her eyes are bright with tears. Gods, how could this make it any better? I would have never let my boy die for one of those women. And yet, she chokes into her sleeve, I can only pray the gods will be kinder to him in the next life. Maybe there's hope for one of my children. After several seconds, she closes her eyes and swallows. I suppose it's better to know the truth than to keep wondering. Thank you at least for bringing me answers. Here, take these. I've been saving several keepsakes for Derrin one day, but he won't need them now, and I doubt I'll have another child to pass them on to. A fine dagger and a minor ring of protection.
I'm here.
Taxes have been collected. My poor boy.
I'm here.
Maybe at some point we can persuade Wade to go back to Ondra. But for now, we have a task. We're going to find the person that this knife belongs to.
Certainly.
So, anybody around here whose name begins with the letter B? Perhaps behind the salty mast? In this area? That's a sailor. No. No one here. There might be someone over here. There's a ship. Surrounded by scattered planks, it isn't clear whether this skiff has been half-built and abandoned or cannibalized for lumber. Is there someone out here? This is when there's a random guy going, hey, do you want to engage in a fishing minigame? Okay, no one there. Anyone here? Ah, 2 backer characters. But not a lot else. Okay, I will get rid of this notification. Nerid is still in our prisons. Wonder if anything's going to come of that. I wonder. Alright, I'm going to keep looking around. I doubt the person I'm looking for is inside the salty mast. They're not here. They might not even be out. They might not be out in the streets. They might be in one of the buildings. Yeah, it's not you two. Let's cross this bridge and have a look over here. We also know of the lighthouse being spooky. Sailor and sailor. Canadian sailor. Another sailor. Cartugo. Some payday this turned into. Hello?
You're quite friendly, aren't you?
An old man paces the dock and looks out over the water. He's fussing over something large and round, which he constantly shifts from one hand to another. You're not certain whether his wide-eyed, gape-mouthed expression marks fear or surprise. It seems he isn't either. You, don't look like a guard. He examines you and your equipment more closely. Say, you wouldn't be interested in making some coppers, would you? He shows you the object in his hand. It's a large, round opal with Engwithan runes carved into it. It glistens with his sweat. See the ship that went out down over there? I've been looking for someone to help me recover some missing cargo. Imatal doesn't sound like a Deerwood name. That's because it isn't. I'm from the Iximital Plains, a broad savanna north of Deerwood. Not so different from the ocean in a way. There are places where you can stand and turn a full circle and see nothing but the winds making waves in the grass. He watches the surf lapping against the wrecked boat. But at moments like this, I wonder what business a plainsman like me had taking to the water. Anything else you need? Tell me about Ondra's gift. He scratches his sunburnt scalp. We've got docks, fishing, and steady ship traffic. All this. He waves at the listing shanties crowded against one another. They sprang up around the docks. It's the poorest district in Defiance Bay, but one of the liveliest. He grins. And for lively, nothing beats the salty mast. You'd do better to ask a younger man than me if you want to know about that place. He nods towards a large, round building to the east. Oh, we know about there. How's business? He spits into the water. I'll be glad to sail with captains who are more careful about their cargo from now on. I don't give a worm's wings about the Duke's trafficking laws, but I'm too old to fight ancient horrors. He takes a deep breath of the salty air. I just want to enjoy my twilight years doing an honest day's work. So tell me about this missing cargo in Mattle. He licks his lips. We started in Cold Morn and were making our way down the river, loading and unloading as we went. Business as usual. What exactly happened? He massages the opal in a clammy palm. When we reached Ina's Rest, we may have agreed to take on a few crates from some place called Clyburn Relag. A couple of my lads snuck a peek at the cargo. Saw suits of armour and a broken sceptre. He shrugs. Don't know why anyone would want a broken anything, but these animancers will buy dirty stockings if you say it came from the ruins. He closed his hand around the opal in a white-knuckle grip. We were almost at Defiance Bay when the screaming started. I've seen my share of barroom brawls, but this sounded different. I was topside with the captain, but he and the first mate went below decks to see what all the commotion was about. When they didn't come back, I looked into the hold. He shudders. I saw one of those suits of armour walking around all by itself. It was covered in blood. When it saw me, it started running for the hatch. So I closed it. He squeezes his eyes shut. So how did the ship get here? He rolls the stone between his hands. I'm just a deckhand, but I was the only one left. I piloted the ship best I could, but I hit rocks as we were passing Brackenbury. I barely made it to Ondra's gift where I had to jump overboard and swim for the docks. I'd given up on the cargo, not to mention the payday, when one of my lads pulled this up in the nets. He shows you the opal again. It's part of a sceptre. From what I recall, there were 3 other pieces, and I'll bet you anything they're somewhere in the shallows too. If anyone could find them, there'd be profit to follow. There must be a reason you haven't gone to look for the rest of the artifact yourself. I'm lucky to have escaped the ship like I did. I'm not taking a chance with those things. Have you talked to the Crucible Knights about this? And admit that I was smuggling relics? He shakes his head. I doubt they'd arrest me, but I also doubt I'd see any coin from this mess. So what happens if I find the rest? You find missing piece of the artifact, and I've got an animancer friend from my expedition days who'll find you a stack of coppers. He scratched his head. All I want out of this is a few £100 for my lost payday. If that sounds fair to you, I'll give you this stone and the name of my contact once you have everything else. Emittle regards the opal again. Seeing as the kid dredged this stone up in his net, I'll wager you could probably find the missing pieces out in the shallows during low tide. About this Engwithan relic. Yeah? Do you have any idea what your Animancer friend wants with it? She was always tinkering with these things back when we were young. I used to think she was the fool, retiring to some dusty study in Brackenbury. But after that horror on the boat, I'm thinking she made the wiser choice. Farewell. Oh, one thing. You wouldn't happen to know who owns this dagger? Someone whose name starts with the letter B? No, I can't help you. Worth a try. And when we come back, folks, we will keep looking around the docks, both to find the person that killed Derrin and also to get the pieces of this scepter. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.